Hey guys, hope all is well. Today we're checking out a 1994 Lincoln Town Car Executive. Let's go. The styling of the Town Car could be considered dated, but I prefer to call it classic. These boxy cars really do appeal to me. There's something about their chrome aesthetic, wire wheels, and just overall prowess that make them a sight to be seen on the road. This is the pre-facelift model of the boxy Town Car. The biggest difference I can notice, other than the interior, is the really wide headlights that go all the way from the side of the car to the grille. I personally think they look great. The sole power plant offering for the 94 Town Car was the 4.62 valve modular V8. A very well-respected engine. It was used in a lot of vehicles from Ford, everything from F-Series trucks to these to SUVs to the Mustang. Yep, that's right, the Mustang even had this motor. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive in a little bit more and see if we can figure out how hard it is to work on and point out some problem areas. Of course, under here is kind of ratty. It is a 211,000 mile car, but nothing bad. Got your battery over here, easily serviceable, your coolant tank, all your AC stuff. Then you look over here, airbox, MAF sensor, throttle body right here. You got all your injectors and then all your spark plugs, nice and even. Then you got one coil block per side. This isn't distributor, this is done by computer. So not bad at all. Alternator, then you can look down there and it gets kind of hairy, but you also got to consider that this is still a mechanical fan vehicle. So this can all be removed out to have a ton of space to work. Not much in here you guys couldn't do at home. I'm not really seeing anything that would scare me if I had to replace it myself. And of course, being a rear-wheel drive vehicle, the transmission is not going to cost you a whole lot if it ever goes out. You know, it's about, in my experience, about double for a front-wheel drive car as it is for a rear-wheel drive car. So this being rear-wheel drive really makes me happy, just in case this one or another one I have down the line, the transmission decides to bite the dust. It's not that big a deal. So yeah, like I said, other coil block, engine oil check, and then that's where you add it. Various sensors and such. This is actually a really cool sticker I've never seen before. But evidently they had some modification done by Ford. RCL 94589 on October 6, 1994. No clue what that is, but I'd love to find out. I'm sure it was like a recall or something along those lines. If the vehicle you're looking at, if you're looking at one of these and you want to make sure it has the R134 and not the R12 system, the best way to do that is right here. There's a sticker, air conditioner, and there's a little thing right here that says R134A. So if yours says R12, I mean, that's up to you guys, but I wouldn't go down that route. You know, I'd prefer to find one that's R134. So just a little tip, it's right there beside the hood latch on the right, that top one right there. The interior is where one of these really starts to shine. All wood, I mean fake, yeah, but that's every American car. A full digital dash, power locks and windows, 6-way adjustable seating. It's a very nice place to be. Far left you have your automatic and pull out headlights. Then you have your temp and gas gauges. In the middle you have your speedometer and odometer. To the right you have your information system. Then you have the automatic climate control system. Moving down we have our fuel door and rear defrost, which I believe also actuates the heated mirrors. Then we also have our AM/FM radio and tape deck along with a cigarette lighter. You can pull out this little cubby in the middle and it reveals 2 cup holders as well. Now this vehicle is equipped with a power antenna, so that's kind of neat as well. These seats, explained in one word, fabulous. They're supportive yet cushy, make for amazing long distance ride. It's really just like riding on a couch, guys. It's got Lincoln logos embroidered in the center. And I got the cloth, but there's also leather available. This whole interior is blue, and I just love it, including the door panels and such. Let's actually hop over to the outside for a second. I want to show you one cool thing that this car has. The Ford pin system, which you can actually find the codes for these on the trunk if you didn't know that. So I'll show you that in a minute. So weird thing is, if you haven't noticed, you do not have an indicator up here, you know, the little pull things to show you if the door's locked, but you do back here. which I'm assuming is that so you can just reach back there and pull it if that's what you're accustomed to if you had a car with manual locks in the past. But not actually happened here. So if you've never seen one of these systems in use, it's super simple. It's a 5-digit code. So we're just going to lock the car. And then to unlock it, I'll go ahead and type in my code real quick. And then that's it. And the door's open. So pretty helpful. To me, it's faster because I would understand it if the car didn't have a key fob, but it does. And it even includes the trunk. So not sure why you'd use that, but you know, in case you like it. Okay, so this is actually amazing. I've never been back here, surprisingly. Wow, it really just shows how big this car is. Looking from back here to that front A-pillar, you just have miles of room. Yeah, I'm not struggling in any sense back here. I have my handle, no cup holder, unfortunately, but I do weirdly have a 12-volt outlet in the door. Of course, it has a cigarette lighter because everybody smoked in the 90s. And I also have an ashtray, which is nice. I have my power window, power locks, of course. No cubby or anything back here. You do have this that folds down. It's just a little armrest. Can't complain there, but as far as spacing, I could ride back here all day. This is just as comfortable, if not more so, than the front. Mainly because I'm not going to be the one driving them back here. So, yeah, no complaints at all. You have little reading lights too, which are motion activated, which are kind of cool. So there's not a switch, but if you want to if you move them slightly, they'll come on. So like that's off. The only thing I'm doing to move it is just bloop, and they come on. So neat little feature. Yeah, not at all bad back here. Let's check out the outside. Auto pop feature working well, and this trunk is absolutely massive. Those are 2 jacks there for scale. Another great way to show. I wish this trunk would go a little bit higher. I'm sure it did when it was new. So yeah, that's actually, there's a little sticker there, and that's where you find your pass key, the little pin, in case you need that for your car. It's right there under on that pillar there should be that sticker. Anyway, back here, not too much. You have this is actually factory, used to, I guess, Velcro in or something. And it's just a little fuel door release in case the electrics break, which is pretty helpful. Over here you have your airbag shutoff. No spare tire in the usual area, which is definitely interesting. But it's actually up here under this little cover, as you might have expected, because it's a circle. But this is actually a full-size spare. This is not a donut. So that kind of puts into perspective the trunk size of that is a full 15-inch tire. So, and not a small one. It's like a 215, 70, 15, something like that. So it's a big tire. This is carpeted up here too, par for the era. Here is, make sure I got my keys. Here's the auto shut kind of feature. You just do that and then it'll shut it by itself. Not sure why they have that or who it's marketed towards, but there you go. Another random fact about these things is whenever you turn on the blinker, it actually enables a little turning light. So if you look, the actual blinker is in the center, not on the side where you'd think it would be. But you also have that little cornering light. And then once you turn the blinker off, it goes off too. It just kind of helps whenever you're steering to kind of see what's over there. I actually find it kind of helpful. I thought it was just going to be for old people, but I like it. Now personally, I am a fan of these wheels. I think they look great. They are kind of like old school wiry looking. Then with the big center cap in the middle makes it look like it's one big center mount wheel. I think they're just amazing. You know, they're not cleaned up right now, but I really do think it fits the car very, very well. In case you're wondering, or you've never had a car with a hood ornament too, this is actually how most of them are. But just in case you were did that, like you decided to like bump it or something, or you know, it's retractable, so it's on a little wire there, and it'll just pull itself right back straight. So don't worry about it. If you bump into it, it's not gonna break. You know, it's a big car to wrangle sometimes, but whenever you get out here and it just starts floating. And of course, this is air suspension in the rear, and it all still works, surprisingly. I know they've had a lot of these cars have problems with that where they'll go bad. But thankfully it's not too hard to replace and not too expensive either now with aftermarket bags and such. So that's not really that big of a worry for me. But yeah, we're cruising. The one thing I will say, if you're looking to get one of these cars, you need to decide which type, especially if you want the early gen, this one, the boxy styling on the outside. There's two ones you have to consider. So the 90 through 94, which looks like this, the only one I would get out of that generation is the 94. And my reasoning for that is because it's the only one, this is the last year of the old, the pre-facelift styling, but also has R134A AC, right? All the others are R12. That was why this one is so appealing to me, was it's the old style with the old dash, the old, 80s car looking dash, but it has modern AC and modern AC components in case something goes wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that, you can take an air compressor out of a 2003, 2005, 2007, and it'll plop right on there, as long as it's R134, same one as this. So that was my main reasoning for recommending this one, is because, it being the older body style, the one that I personally like more than the refresh, but, having those modern touches is very nice. Now, if you're looking for the one with the modern interior and the little squinty headlights, but still the box body, that's 1995 to 1997, and I would recommend any of them in that year range. I mean, they all have modern AC. It's still the 2-valve 4.6 modular. Can't go wrong with it, can't beat it. Amazing engine, amazing car. So any of those years I recommend, and if you want the older body style with the older dash like this one, I would recommend the 94s and only the 94s. Or if AC is not a big issue for you, or you don't mind working on R12 systems and converting it, that's fine, then get whichever one you want. But that's just my experience, and I found that it was easier just to find one with R134 already set up, and working. So like I said, and the market for these cars, guys, is not really there at this moment in time. To me, everybody I think is scared of the gas mileage, because this is cheaper to insure even with a V8 than my Camry is. So that's my logic on it. I can discount. I can spend a little more for gas if I'm saving that on insurance. And two, it doesn't even get that bad of gas mileage. Like, let's see. Our average economy is 23.7 miles per gallon. And that's just me ripping around on the back roads. I mean, when I go to work, 60 miles an hour drive, I'm getting 27, 28. So now it's not a lot by modern standards, but I mean, for a big hefty V8 car, that's fine by me. So let's open it up a little bit. Here we go. It's not a fast car, I will say that. Let's put this over here. There we go. This is not a fast car by any stretch of the imagination. It'll get going, but it's not a fast car. All right, guys, well, that's basically it for this video. I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you don't mind. And yeah, hopefully we'll be putting some new ones out soon. I'm trying to work with a couple buddies to see if I can grab their cars for a review. So hope you guys like it. Definitely recommend these cars if you want to go pick one up for yourself. Great price, great car, very reliable.